Hey, welcome to the Cigar Room. Today I have a very special guest. I am so appreciative of his time and that he's willing to come on the show and share his story and his journey and what he's anticipating going forward. Today I have Klev on the Cigar Room, man. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me,
man. I really appreciate it.
I've been waiting for this all day. I couldn't sleep. You remember like that old Montgomery Ward commercial? It was like open. That's how I felt about this interview.
Man, I ain't seen the Montgomery Ward in so long.
That's how I felt about this interview. So thank you for having me.
Man,
Pleasure.
I appreciate your time. Thank you. And I want to give a shout out to Sarah Essentials for the candle. Stockton Bar Vodka, thank you so much. And the Scent Station, thank you all for your continued support of the Cigar Room Show. So, man, let's get into it, man. Let's start from the beginning. How did you begin your journey and being the artist that you are?
All right, so I don't want to be like, well, I was a baby, but my brother, he was in this group called the Lost Tribe, the Lost Boys. The names kind of switched because it's a group from back in the day, but it was like 3 guys, and you know, they had the studio in the basement. Moms, pops let them build, you know. They're like, as long as you know the house, you're good. And they would always record late at night. So during the summer, you know, if you got an older brother, 9 times out of 10, he don't want you around his friends. But I always snuck down there and always saw what they was doing. I used to see them write and do songs. And how they did it was so, it's a long story. But however, my brother, Charles, shout out to you. My guy John Black and this other guy named Doug. Yeah, pretty much. They were rappers or whatever, but at the time I was a kid, so you know, 80s baby. You already know who I'm loving. Michael Jackson, of course. So
yeah.
I used to just sing all his songs, Prince, all his songs, even though I probably shouldn't have, but that's pretty much what started it, you know.
Did you sing a country verse?
Oh yeah, Do Me Baby.
Yeah.
Mama, you terrible for letting me sing Do Me Baby. I'm just gonna say that. That's bad parenting, but I love you for it. Thank you. Pretty much, yeah, so pretty much songwriting. Then watching my brother being the suave guy he was with girls and stuff. I wanted a girlfriend, like, you know, 7, 8 years old. I gotta give me one of those.
So you early in the game.
Early, so
you really wanna.
So then I got turned on by not turned on, but it was a group that Michael Bivins had called ABC. It was like a kid group, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. I didn't know kids could do that. So watching them, then it was like more kid groups doing music, singing, dancing. I learned how to. My brother taught me how to dance. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm in my bathroom doing dance moves and singing songs from out the blue that I probably done made up. Don't know what I'm talking about, but that's what I was doing pretty much.
Two questions to that. So, one, around what age when you first wrote a song, rather it had been
a meaningful song?
Not a meaningful song, just a song, period, where maybe it was just some kid stuff, but it was the first time you put the pen to paper and you wrote something
oh my
and
God.
sung it.
If I told you, you would laugh. I remember I was in the group with these 2 guys, not saying they couldn't sing, but they were my backup singers.
Oh, okay.
And I wrote this song called I Don't Believe It. And
Okay.
what don't believe it was, my girl was cheating on me.
Okay.
I'm
Around
like,
what age was this?
I'm ashamed to say, bro. I was like 10 or 11. I had a whole song. I knew how to write from verse, chorus, pre-chorus, hook, bridge. You know, back when songs was like 4 minutes long. I knew how to actually put a song together. But what I was singing about, I shouldn't have been singing about. But I knew how to get from A to B.
Okay.
I mean, because I grew up around it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, ladies and gentlemen, being exposed to Too Much, Too Young. This is definitely...
Me and my dad used to watch Def Comedy Jam when Martin was on
man.
there.
All of us.
Look,
I'm in that same boat, exposed to Too Much, Too Young.
I was asleep the whole day. Friday night, come 12 o'clock, Dad, get the popcorn.
So, like, but when was it when you actually had the confidence to perform your music in front of others?
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, I used to go to Rosa Parks Middle School, and we had to do. Well, I didn't have to, but we had this like winter Christmas program coming up, and you know they were just trying to recruit people. Like, who wants to sing in the choir? Like, nobody wants to sing on the choir, but I wanted to sing in the choir. I just didn't want nobody to know. So I remember, I have a vague memory, very, very, very good memory. I remember singing this song on one of the Jackson's albums. It was the Torture album, and it was a song that, it wasn't even Michael, it was Randy. It was a song called One More Chance. And his tone was my tone because I was a kid. I had a squeaky ass voice. So I'm there like, one more chance, just singing while I'm in the classroom. They're like, you're in the choir. You're in the choir. You sound good. You're in the choir. Like, I don't want to be in the choir. Thank you. I'm so glad I'm in the choir. So that's what that was.
Yeah.
And my teacher was like, who want to hear him sing? Y'all won't have to do no work. Y'all just let him sing. So on like Thursdays and Fridays, girls would scoot their desk up, and I'd be in the middle of the floor singing whatever they request. Wherever it was, long as it was clean, I could do it. Luther, Tevin Campbell, Immature, whatever. Whatever they wanted. Montel Jordan, whatever. I was just,
Wow.
15 minutes before class in, gather around.
Wow. And this wasn't even a music class?
Nope, it was
Regular class?
This was I want to say English or math. I don't remember.
Man, shout out to that teacher.
Shout out to Miss Turner. Shout out to you, Miss
class.
Turner. Thank you, Miss Turner.
Got to have some entertainment in class. So
yeah,
you perform. Did you feel confident out the gate, or was it kind of built up over time? Was it developed, or did you just like, I couldn't wait to do this?
I couldn't wait to do it. The first time I ever really did it, I mean, I wasn't singing, but I was dancing. My brother used to dance too. So him and this guy, they did like a lot of Belle Biv DeVoe stuff back in the day. And you know, they used to have talent shows heavy back in Denby. And then, you know, they bought me a matching outfit. It was like a little short set or whatever. And the thing was, while they did their thing, right before it got to a certain part of the song, they just wanted me to come out and do that routine with them. And everybody was either laughing or they were hype off of it because it was like unexpected. Like, what is this kid doing there? And ever since then, I was just like, yeah, I could do this. You know, I used to, I had one of them families like, you know, they would party and they'd be like, hey, get such downstairs and I'll give him $1 if you do a dance and a song, you know, one of those. So it just one of the things they just, you don't know it's prepping you for it, but it does. Like, even now I'm just kind of thinking like, okay, that's what that was. It was getting me to this moment.
And so this is during the times too when it was like, you know, in the 90s and early 2000s, especially in the 90s, it was dance groups at schools.
Yeah,
it was definitely dance groups. I remember that, it being dance groups and people having their little cliques and groups and stuff like that. And that was the dope part.
Yeah,
like was you ever a part of some of those?
Yeah, that's how you settle beef.
Yeah. It was like it was like the Beat It video for real.
Yeah, no disrespect to Bloods or Crips, but that's how we did it. Meet me on the plate, meet me in the back of the school, and bring your radio. That's what it was.
Man,
don't even get me started on jitting. I mop somebody up in jitting back in the day.
You know, a lot of the cats in Chicago thinking they footwork. You know, that's a whole old debate. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it. I'm not gonna knock it, but it's Detroit.
Yeah. Much love for the go, man, but this the D.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the thing is, you growing up, you being exposed to, and you know the thing, we're being exposed to different parts of the culture just naturally, because it's naturally us.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, as you growing up, it's sharpening you too, because there's other people who are actually good as well.
Yeah.
But you're being sharpened, and then at that point, you're growing up. Now people I'm seeing in different neighborhoods, different parts of the city, people are getting recording studios, getting recording equipment.
Yeah.
What was it like the first time you recorded and heard it yourself?
Hearing myself, oh my God, I was in awe. I remember The first person that ever recorded me, just on some, just to play around or whatever, learn how to mix, was my brother. And I think I remember so much. I hate that I remember everything like this. But I remember Criss Cross had a song called "Tonight Is the Night," and I knew that thing from front to back. And he was like, "Just go in here. Here's your instrumental. You go in there and do your thing." And I was hyped. I was just like, I want to do this. So, as time went on, I was from group to group to group to group. I was a group whore pretty much. But it was just something I always wanted to do. And when I finally recorded my own original stuff, I was like, yeah, this is it. Mm-hmm. This is it for me.
So how were people receptive to the first moments of your recording process? Like when they first heard you and you hit play and it's you and you seeing people's facial expressions, the way people reacting to it. How was that for you?
For me, it's like I love attention. I don't like too much attention, but it's a great feeling when you found your niche, like when you found what's you and what keeps you going or whatever and motivates you. It's awesome. Like I knew I had something back in the day when, like, I don't know if you sing, right? You sing?
Nope.
Okay. So,
I don't know.
All right. So
I wish I could.
Let me tell you something that all singers did, and they can't lie about this. Every guy that was on the phone, the girl made the guy sing for hours. I ain't gonna say for hours, but sing to me before you get off the phone. It was just, that's how you knew you had it. Pretty much. And it was always requested. I don't care if it was just friends. You didn't have to be my girlfriend. Hey, can you sing such and such for me real quick? I'm like, for real? Can you sing Pony? Genuine?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. My dad's right here, but okay. Whatever.
Man, that's how my cousin Smooth was. He was wanting to sing. He wanted people to hear him. You know what I mean? At different points, it seemed like he was shy first, but he wanted people to hear him eventually.
Yeah.
And the thing is people. I loved that era of R&B in the '90s.
Oh my God.
Was something else, but then now it got to a point where rap is so oversaturated that you almost have to have a rapper if you're gonna bring out an R&B song. And I just want to hear a great R&B record or a whole album. Or
it's melodic.
Yes, melodic rap is not R&B.
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, and people out there, melodic rap is not R&B. I don't know how those be in R&B categories.
It's crazy. I was listening to something that one of my favorite artists said. Tank said that he pretty much, in a sense, is trying to keep up with the wave of how rappers do their thing, because it's pretty much the same thing. They're not in competition. R&B artists are not in competition with other R&B artists. They're in competition with rappers, new age rappers.
That's exactly how their approach is. Melodic rap.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's crazy when like you have like the greats, like I feel for Usher. Like I love Usher to death. But it's like, I don't like when people try to keep up with the times. It's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
Did you ever feel that pressure?
No.
Like where you had to kind of fit a trend or feel the pressure to explore different things?
I explore it to see if I can like be skilled at it, but no.
A lot of people feel that pressure, man, and they fall victim to it a lot, and they lose their organic sound.
And that's what I was going to say.
It comes with a sacrifice.
That's what I was going to say. And for anyone that has ever heard me, I've never heard them say, "Oh, you sound like such and such." I've never heard it, which is, for me, it's a blessing. I mean, you will always want to be compared to somebody, but I haven't heard it yet. So, no, I wouldn't. Yeah. No, not at all.
It's really unfortunate that people fell victim to that a lot of times, or people hearing what you just said. Oh, you sound like this person. Like some people can't help who they sound like.
No, they can't.
Some people really cannot help who they sound like. You know, I don't think Ruben Studdard wanted to be constantly told he sounded like Luther. I don't think he wanted to be told that.
I don't think Ro James wanted to constantly hear he keeps sounding like Prince.
Yeah, no, or Bilal, or sounding like hearing that. And all these artists, by the way, made great music of their own in their own lane and made great albums. They really did. But it's hard because when icons and people with that stature came out and just made such an impact on the game, it's really tough.
I'm not for sure, but I think that's just industry stuff. Like you get some type of notoriety and you get your foot in the door and they try to change something that you created. Like you got me here for a reason. Why would you try to change it? Like I remember, I don't know how long ago it was, but Keith Sweat had dropped the album, and I was like, I'm curious to hear how a Keith Sweat album would sound in this in this day and age. As soon as I heard it, I Love Him to Death, but I turned it off. I was like, what? It was like, as soon as it came on, it had the tone, and then all of a sudden it was like, I said, nope.
I was in Johnny Gill released a record called Behind Closed Doors.
Yeah.
I love that record. It was a great Johnny Gill record, new age record. I loved it, and it was him, like the range that Johnny Gill has. Cause Johnny Gill.
I think he just did a song with I think it's Casey, Babyface. Don't kill me. It's like 4 people in the song. It's Casey, Johnny Gill, Babyface. There's one more person. Sorry, but it's a good song.
Man, you got people on there button it up any way. It ain't gonna be. It's hard to fail with Babyface. A lot.
I only heard the song one time.
Yeah, he gonna button you up production wise, if nothing else.
I heard the song one time and I was like, "Oh, this is a good collaboration." And it was like, I know it was a remake too. I just can't think of what it was. It was so early in the morning. I was probably high. But
so, when you're going along this journey here, and you're getting and learning music, because there's a point where you have to learn what your craft is.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will grow in their music as far as their vocal ability. Maybe they learn a little bit better being a musician, but then there's a part of it where actually learning to arrange, learning to put together a song in proper song format. Yeah. It's one of the hardest things for a lot of artists. And the producer comes into play, because a producer, the other word for a producer is visionary. Yeah. Not somebody who just makes the beat, somebody who just plays the instrument. A producer truly is a visionary. And you get with those people. But when you got somebody who's an all-in-one package, I'm a producer, I'm an artist,
the crazy thing,
that's a beast.
The crazy thing is I try to call myself none of those things. I just call myself a person just trying something. Like, I'll say artist for sure. But if I had to put myself in the actual category, I would say songwriter. Like, I've been writing songs forever. Like, I wrote songs for people and I had nothing to do with it. There's like, hey, I need something for this, or they might not even wanted me on it, but I'm like, I don't care. I don't have to be on it. It's still my work.
Was that a tough decision initially to not? Because some people just like, what I write is, I don't want my art to be displayed differently than what I envisioned it as. No. You felt comfortable with?
I love it. Okay. Because I feel like the idea that you think I could bring something to your brand or your material, I mean, that says something about me as a person.
That's the confidence of a very, very good songwriter. That's the confidence of a great artist. Like, I'm not selfish with what I have. I want to share it. That takes a lot of confidence.
I mean, titles come with the territory. I mean, you wouldn't have a plumber try to fix your car.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I need you to ghostwrite this real quick. I need a hook. How long do you think it'll take? Give me 2 to 3 minutes. I got you. Like, it sounds cocky when I say that, but if I'm feeling the vibe of whatever the song is or what you're trying to do,
it's in you, not on you. Yeah, I got you. And that's a special thing to have, like, because some people, writer's block. Have you had to deal with that before?
Only when I don't like the what I got. If it's a beat or a song that I'm just like I'm trying to force it, just scrap it.
Some people will still. That's the thing is a lot of times people will just still push, and then and then when they can't push like force something out, they'll just kind of go accommodate the trend at the time.
No, I'll just come back to it. Mm-hmm. I'll come back to it and try to figure it out.
So you got some patience with your artistry.
Yeah,
that's good. That's really good. Because some people, that's what they do. Because like even with the industry, like some people will sign you. Look, I'm making an investment in you, right? I don't need to hear about the labor pains. Just give me the baby. So a lot of people just like, nope. I want this, kind of treat you like a factory, if you will. And that's what a lot of people will feel that pressure. And then, it makes it hard for people to subscribe to not wanting to be independent anymore. Nope. Like, no, I can't do that because you're going to put too much pressure on me. And that independency alleviates you from that.
No, my son, I have 4 children, but I have 2 that's like sonically in music. And no, sometimes he'll come to me and be like, Dad, I need a line. But it'd be so simple. I'd be like, he needed a line about me. Like, he's like, I want to put you on the song, but I don't know how to I don't know how to put it there. And he was like, oh, boom, 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 boom. It was like, not in my genes, but I get it from my stepdad. Like there you go. He was like, oh, that goes. Great. You put it in the song.
Wow.
Like, you don't have to say you love me or nothing like that, but if you wanna gene stepdad, it's in my genes, but I get it from my stepdad. He told me it's like your swag or whatever, like playing off the word jeans. Yeah. There you go. Have a good day, ladies. Go to the studio. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
yeah, that is very that part alone, what you're able to give as well as time progresses, because of your maturity in your art, you're able to give it to someone else, and it's just so effortlessly, like it just comes out of you, and then they get the opportunity to learn, and they get the opportunity to grow. Yeah. Man, that's a special thing. Did you envision that getting the opportunity to do that with your children, or did you want to feel like I don't want to force this on y'all? I want you to
see no, because it's crazy. Because my little sister, she's like my twin. We like same birthday, but 9 to 10 years apart, give or take.
Okay.
She can sing, and she does her own thing too. Shout out to you, Zai. But it's just weird or whatever. Like, I'll be driving, and my daughter might be in the car. And you just driving, and something to be on, and I'll hear her. My daughter's 10. No, she's 11 now, isn't she? No, she's 10. She's 10. And I think we was listening to Daniel Caesar's what's the name of the song? The first song he had, the one with the girl. Get you song, right? And it got to the girl's bridge part, and I hear what's on the radio, but I hear my daughter in the background, and then she sounded so sonically like the girl that was on the radio. Yeah. That I was just like,
I love those abstract beats too, like the.
I'm driving. I had to I was shocked. Like, my daughter has a voice and she doesn't even know it. And when you tell her, she's like,
oh, wow.
She's shy, like, oh, let me sit back here and just be on my phone. And I'm like, from now on, whenever I hear her sing, I'll try to sneak and record it. Yeah. And keep it. Because I'm like, no way. Like,
I can cater to that.
Yeah. Like, it's the saying where they say your first daughter is really you. And she does some of the same things I do. Like, she just got a piano for Christmas. I watched her go on YouTube and try to learn how to play a song herself. Like, versus me trying to show her, she'll be like, okay, I want to learn how to play a Billie Eilish song. And I'm like, that's fascinating to me. Like, good for you. I mean, my other 2, they like. I'm like, all right, kids, whatever. Yeah. I'm not gonna hate on it. I mean, I had my phase too. I was a Bone Thugs and Harmony baby.
Oh,
So I'm like, oh, I can't wait to stomp a nigga out, but
Yeah.
I didn't. But
Man, I tell you, man, and that's interesting when you say that because it made me think about my daughter. I wonder what she is going to do, what she's going to be, how she's going to carry herself, and I'm always nervous about that. But like, so when you're now you're an adult, and now the music isn't, and then this is a kind of a rude awakening for a lot of people.
Yeah,
music isn't just music anymore.
nope.
It's a business at a certain point.
It's a business and a lifestyle.
And man, when people get introduced to, and I tell you, listen, you want to do music or you want to get in the music business, because there is a difference. The music business can be savage, because business, you think you seen gangsters in the street.
No,
It's some real gangsters in business.
I've been around the tree.
Man, you get robbed for everything in front of you.
Yeah.
Like no gun, nothing. Oh, I owe you this? Go to court and prove it, man. Go to court, pay the fees. You go against my lawyers, and we'll see who owes who. But getting introduced to the business portion of it, was it a rude awakening for you, or was it something you were prepared for?
No, the only thing that makes me cringe is the idea that when I play something and it's good, the first thing they say, oh, you need to copyright it. I'm like, why do I need to? Like, people know it's me, but they like, it's the idea that someone somewhere could be like, they'll just snatch it.
Yeah.
Like who did the trademark for What Up Though? Was it
Man,
it was somebody from the Pistons, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Wasn't it Jalen Rose or
Was it?
Somebody copyrighted that thing.
Trademark What Up Though?
Yes.
How long has What Up Though been around?
Exactly. My point. My point.
He trademarked.
Trademarked.
Oh, okay.
My point. So it's like, okay, if I wanted to take this thing serious, then all right. So that's the only thing about it I don't like. Sonically, that's the only thing that makes me feel like anything that I write or anything that I touch is not organic, because now I have to go through this process that I was making something in fun.
Yeah.
Or I was trying to get the emotion out. Now I got to put paperwork behind it.
It's one of the hardest things, man. It's like, and then you think about IP, like intellectual property, and how you have to even fight for that. Even if you own it, like how you still potentially have to fight for things. Yeah. And then the getting introduced to the music business portion and doing business with others, because you really you can help someone, but the business got to be right. And it's like, let's work together, let's build together, and then the business got to be right, because sometimes people's agendas are just hidden, and that's a very unpleasant part of that. And I always feel sorry for a lot of artists who go through that, and years later they got to tell the story about how they fell for the same gimmick trap as others.
Mm-hmm.
So when you gotten to the point where now you're doing your business portion of it, was it hard to have that discussion with people as you grew and met different people, like, let's take care of the business? Was it a hard discussion for you, or was it?
It's only a hard discussion for me because
some of the people might even be your friends. Some people might even be cool with. Is that?
Here's the thing with that. When I'm trying to take care of business, this is why sometimes it's only good to go in business for yourself or with yourself. Because sonically, you're gonna, I ain't gonna say clash, you're gonna butt heads somewhere. So, for instance, with everything I got going, it's like one of the main conversations, like, hey, get this done so I can put out this so we can get paid eventually. And it's like, okay, well, yeah, let me take care of this right here. Let me start from scratch with this. I'm like, why do that when I'm showing you, like, I have actual evidence right here. I have people literally, I could be in the street right now and someone would tap me on my shoulder and say, you're that reggae guy. And I'm like, reggae guy? They're like, no, well, you may not do reggae, but you got that reggae song on my I'm coming home, or I'm going somewhere. I'm on my way. I'm like, how did you find me? Like that'd be my whole thing. Like, how did you find me? And then when I go back and tell the guys that I created this work with, they're like, either I'm gassing or I'm really telling the truth. So if they're around me, it happens. They're like, I can't believe that actually happened. Like I run into people every day that don't even know I really even do music. And I tell them, well, yeah, I do music. And they're like, oh, just brush it off. And then we'll go somewhere and I'll have a fan. And they're like, huh. So now you're intrigued because I have a fan.
Yeah.
Which is cool. However you get your shit off is how you get your shit off. But I mean, me personally, if I don't know you, like Instagram is good. I get like a lot of people that I've never heard of. They stuff show up. And I'll give it 15 seconds. If I like the first 15 seconds, I'll go straight to your link to bio. Boom, 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 download. I'll come back to it later. But it's the idea that somebody one day might do that for me.
Yeah.
So, what's weird? I was at the store and it was a guy outside. He was like, hey man, buy my mixtape. How? Where I'm gonna play it? What kind of car do I got?
Yeah. Man, I didn't know people still did that.
I said, bro, I respect your hustle, but can I just stream it? I mean, well, I don't have. Then you're not really taking what's going on today serious, because it's cool to have that for trophy reasons, but you have to stream. I'd rather stand out in front of a store or anywhere and have a business card with a QR code and say, hey, stream my music.
Exactly.
When you get a chance.
Exactly what I'm gonna say.
It costs you nothing.
Please, y'all artists out up and coming, get y'all QR codes together. Get, like this gentleman just said, get your business together with that. This is very vital to you. I can appreciate a vinyl or a CD or something, or a record. And I even if you ever come to the Cigar Room, I got vinyl over there. I got Peabo Bryson over there, one of the greatest artists I think that ever.
I mean,
but I for vintage, for nostalgic purposes, I'll have it around. But get your QR code. That's some good game. That's some free game right there.
I would rather you say, hey, I need some money.
Yeah.
And maybe I have it, but at this point, just give me the thing. Don't try to sell it to me, because we're not in that time frame no more. And then I never heard of you. Like I said, I'm all for supporting people that I've never heard, but who's to say that I'm really gonna like it?
Yeah, it's definitely something people need to pay attention to.
The worstest thing I used to see back in the early 2000s is when I was downtown in St. Andrews or whatever, and people was out there trying to get their shit off their mixtapes. Is to give out a mixtape, because I used to give out mixtapes all the time, and see your shit on the floor, like stepped on. Like they didn't care enough to hold on to it. It's just everywhere. Like you put all that hard work into. Maybe you had like a something with your name on it. It could have been a flyer or anything with track listing. And you got CD in there. You got one of the things where you got the little stamp with the word and all that, and it's just sitting there on the floor. Like that's heartbreaking.
You're gonna feel like how Terrence Howard felt when he seen.
Yes. Yes. Please tell me this shit fell out your pocket, man. Right. Pretty much. And it's like, yeah, just give it to me, like. Or seeing your shit flung out the window. Have you ever seen somebody fling a CD out the window?
Man, yeah, Queen Latifah and set it off.
Yeah, true. I've seen some. I swear to God on this. I seen somebody. They flung Drake's "Take Care" CD out the window. You know what I did? I picked that shit up and put it in my car. Because I didn't have it at the time.
Man.
And I was like, thank you for whoever did not like this beautiful work of art.
Man, it was definitely a great body of work. That was amazing.
I said, what?
But when you're actually putting out your music and you're doing, you're introducing it to different people, is it hard sometimes to let, like you said, because the business had to be done, is it hard sometimes to let people in on some of that stuff, and then because certain people will get people music, man, and they'll do their version of it, Is it sometimes, because I respect somebody hustle, but sometimes people do that intentionally, and you'll hear your intellectual property with somebody else's voice.
It's good and bad in that, because that happened to a group I was in before. We had they didn't steal our music, they stole our name. Like we had a song back in the day called Body Rock. I wasn't on the song. I helped with the dance moves. It was like back when dances was the thing to do. And like I said, we had an entourage of people, and it was a lot of notoriety, but a lot of people that didn't know, they're like, yeah, this our song that they playing in the basement at St. Andrews. Yeah, this us.
Wow.
And one of my guys, one of my young guys, Dean, shout out to you, Dean Jones. So, hey, these motherfuckers is acting like us. They trying to be us. This ain't that shit. My cousin, Truth, I swear to God, it was one of the most. It was a light bulb that went off in my head, and when we're having the conversation, we were all angry, sonically. He was just like, so? I was like, what you mean, so? Think about it. He was like, just think about it. They want to be us. They're promoting our stuff for free. When they find out it's not them, they got to come see us. It's like, oh. Yeah, they hang around us, but they not us. I was like, wow. I didn't look at it like that. Promote on, my guys.
Wow.
So it depends on how you look at it. It really just depends. I don't know how that works now.
Yeah, a lot of people get some sensitivity when it comes to that, because it could be heartbreaking, because somebody else may do it and got more notoriety than you at the time.
Oh yeah.
That's really hard. It's really tough on a lot of people, but
For instance, like I said with the Body Rock song we was talking about earlier, like Dwele, I ain't gonna say he stole it, because I don't think he stole it, but he did. We were performing at this place called Lola's, and it was like a wine and dine cafe. I don't want to call it a cafe. It was like, all right, so you remember in the Darnell Jones video, Where I Want to Be, where old girl and old boy was? It was one of those sceneries. Like you could tell it was just a dope ass place. Yeah. This is what Lola's was. It was downtown.
Looking in the window.
Yeah. It was like, it was my guy DJ Jules and another guy, Brandon Williams. It was like a band and a DJ, and they would play sonically together, but it was all jazz and hip hop, and it was one of the dopest things I ever seen. Jules was like, hey, we're promoting the song. You guys got to come to Lola's and do this hip hop dance crunk shit. And we like. Me personally, I'm like, I don't think this is the place for it. Like, people are like this and whatnot. And Dwele was there one night, and I had no idea. I was in awe. I'm like the biggest Dwele fan. He might not know it, but I am. Like, the first time I've heard it, I was just like, okay, cool. This guy is somewhere else. But long story short, he was there. We were doing the song. He was like in and out the building, and you could see him just like standing by the door. He was he wasn't paying attention, but he was paying attention. And I had bought his album. I think his album was coming out like a few months later. And he had a song on there called Body Rock, and I was just like, huh. So I played the song. The chorus is pretty much what the song is. You get your crew, get our body rock, yeah. And I was just like excited, but heartbroken at the same time, because I'm like, how the fuck? Okay, so now I'm on the phone. So I called Jules like, hey man, you know this? You heard Dwele album? He was like, yeah, it's dope, ain't it? I'm like, nigga, you heard the Body Rock song? He like, yeah. I was like, dude, you don't see the comparison? And like, it's not a dance song, but he like, did you read the credits of the song? Or did you read the credits in the booklet? I'm like,
back when they actually had the booklets for real.
So I'm like, I go and I see DJ Jules baby in credit, shout out to him. I'm like, oh, okay. all right, cool. Like now I'm like, all right. So it just depends on how you look at stuff, man. I'm like, because at first I was pissed. I was excited but pissed at the same time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for people to go through that, but then you have a different perspective on it.
Yeah.
And, that works. And it could work either way. And some people come back around like I need you. You know what I mean? You never know how it may come out. You never know what can come of it. But it's just a lot. It's a lot to it. It's a lot that I look forward to more artists protecting themselves.
Oh yeah, you got to.
And because here on the Cigar Room, I have a very high level of appreciation for artistry of all facets. Rather it be poetry, rather it be singing, a musician, whatever. I really have a really high level of respect because it's not easy for a lot of you. It's a gift, I believe, because everybody does not just have that.
Oh.
You can learn certain tones to sing. Mm-hmm. You can learn certain ways to rap. You can learn certain ways to play. But certain people just have an it factor. They just have a special thing about them, and it's just in them, not on them. It just comes out. They can't help it.
It's organic.
It's just absolutely organic. And I just have such a high level of respect for all of you.
Oh my God.
And before we wrap this up, man, is there anything we should anticipate? Anything we look forward to coming from you soon?
Okay, so I don't know how much this helps, but I've been working on the website for myself, Young Klev .universe on universe.com. Also my YouTube page, Young Klev Music. It's all together. For those that want to know what Klev is, Klev. Back in my rapper days, I used to call myself clever. I mean, you gotta think about it. What a rapper was. Punchline. I was just finding witty ways to say stuff. I just spelled it different. Kleva. Kid lives every verse always. But then as I grew as an artist, I changed it, shortened it up. It was too much for me. So it's just King lives every verse. So anything that I write, either I thought it or I've been through it. I've seen somebody go through it. But it all comes back to me. It's if it's not my truth, it's someone's truth.
That is amazing. And the thing is, you kept re-rocking it, and it's like I'm gonna make it work for me continuously.
Every song I ever wrote, either if it was making me look stupid or making me look good, it was real rap.
You living, you telling your truth.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man. So, the Cigar Room is gonna continue to support Klev and Klev music because this artist right here is definitely intriguing artist, an amazing artist. I can't wait for you to share more with us, and hopefully we got some things rolling out from the Cigar Room with Klev. So please look out for that. And before we get out of here, you got anything you want to play for us?
Oh yeah, so I got my song On My Way. It's coming for those that love like dance hall.
And they'll be able to find it on YouTube first?
Oh yeah, they'll be able to find it on YouTube first. So On My Way is pretty much Dirty Mackin'. I'm a fan of Dirty Mackin' now.
Okay.
Shout out to the guys at Dirty Mac, I guess. if they can get her, they got her, dog. She was never yours in the first place. Yeah, it's funny I say that because I used to hate that shit when I was younger. Like Joe, I hated Joe as a kid, but now as a grown man, I respect you so much.
Wow.
all the things your man won't do, like who does? Like I would never do that to another man. How do you do that to another man? But if Shorty got her eye on you like, hey,
yeah, man.
Long as the dude ain't crazy.
There's a lot of songs like that back in the day. Shout out to the OJ. Used to be my girl.
TLC. So I creep, you know.
Yeah.
But so I got the song called Shot or Two. Shot or Two is it's a vibe, but people don't know that the vibe around the song is just being carefree. There's so much depression and anxiety, and people don't know how to just shake someone's hand like, hey man, how you doing? My name is that don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Or people, if you walk past someone and you say hi, they like, fuck you speaking to me for? Like, people don't know how to do that. So, Shot or Two is basically is what we're doing right here. We got cigars, we got drinks, we having a conversation. This is my first time meeting this guy, and I feel like I've known him forever.
Just vibing out, having
Just vibing.
Good. You know, that's that good energy, man.
Yeah.
It's that good energy. Once it's put out there, man, it keeps getting reciprocated, man.
Yeah, so,
For real.
you know, it's just one of those things, like, it's just a feel-good song. I mean, whatever you're going through financially, mentally, physically, sometimes you just need to sit back, have a drink, and just say, fuck it.
Absolutely.
With a cutie, of course, though.
Ain't no doubt about it.
Or whatever you into. Whatever you into.
Whatever you prefer.
Look, I love love.
Yeah.
And that's my thing. It's so much non-courting going on nowadays that I'm surprised proms are still going on, because boys don't know how to court girls.
Ooh, that's a whole other conversation, right?
Girls don't know how to court young men.
You know what? That's a part. That's what I'm wrapping up another series for on my YouTube called "Men Let's Talk to Our Boys."
Yeah,
I just did a second part with Calvin from the Stab Lab podcast, and the third one I'm gonna be doing is talking a little bit more about that. Men, let's talk to our boys. But man, shout out to Klev, man. We about to hear some good music here.
Yep.
Just vibe out for a little bit before we wrap this up.
It's 3:15. Pretty girls in the atmosphere, but none of them look as sweet as you. The pleasure for me. You stay here with me while I'm running this tab up. Party up to the now. Get up in a phone now. I'm hooked up, I'm dating, I'm torn down, I'm busted. Money means nothing to me. See me with a beauty, I'm good. Money's everywhere, shorties all around and bottles all around. Party up to the now. Get up in a phone now. I'm hooked up, I'm dating, I'm torn down, I'm busted. Money means nothing to me. See me with a beauty, I'm good. Yeah, 'cause we gon' have a shot or two. Or three, baby. It don't matter long as you're with me. Feel free to feel free. You know what I'm talking about?
shout out to Sumo Sad for producing this too. Be on the lookout for him.
Baby, go put your glass up, and we'll vibe to love, to love, to love.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sumo Sad.
Man, once again, I appreciate you, brother. And hope everyone out there has a blessed and prosperous week from the Cigar Room.
Happy
Thank you.
Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, definitely.